supremacy, you have to be against voter ID laws.
Senator, in my role as an advocate, I have...
Ma'am, I'm not asking you about this. It wasn't the case. I'm asking you what you believe. And I don't appreciate you dodging my question. Now, this is a serious position you've been nominated for. Do you believe that someone who is against white supremacy also has to be against voter ID laws?
Senator, no. The Supreme Court has held that photo ID...
What do you believe?
I believe that the Supreme Court has held...
What do you believe personally?
I believe that photo ID laws have been held to be constitutional.
Do you think voter ID laws are appropriate or inappropriate?
I believe those are questions that election officials...
Do you believe that voter ID laws are appropriate or inappropriate?
I believe that photo ID laws have been held to be constitutional. I believe there are cases in which they are...
What do you believe?
I believe there are cases in which they are appropriate.
What do you believe?
I also believe there are cases
in which
they can...
What do you believe?
Senator, let her answer, please.
I'm trying to. We both know what's going on, Mr. Chairman.
Let her complete the sentence.
Well, let me do my own questioning, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate your help, Professor. Do you believe that voter IDs laws are appropriate or not?
I believe there are circumstances where photo ID laws can be constitutionally implemented, and I believe that the Supreme Court has also held that there are circumstances when they would not be constitutionally permitted.
Okay. All right, Ms. Chaudhry. Am I saying your name right?
It is Chaudhry.
Chaudhry. Thank you for correcting me.
Thank you.
In 2015, you were on a panel at Princeton University. You said that the killing of unarmed black men by police happens every day in America. Did you say that?
Senator, I don't recall a statement, but it is something I may have said in that context.
You think it happens every single day?
Senator, I believe in that statement, I was making a comment in my role as an advocate, and I was engaging in rhetorical advocacy, which
But do you believe that police officers kill unarmed black men every day in America?
Senator, I believe the killing of unarmed citizens by law enforcement is tragic, and I believe in that instance...
I think it's tragic too, but do you believe, this is a really simple question, Counselor, do you believe that cops kill unarmed black men in America every single day? You said it at Princeton.
Senator, I said it in my role as an advocate.
Oh, okay. You didn't mean it.
Senator, I said it in my role as an advocate to make a rhetorical point.
So when you say something that's incorrect, it's okay to excuse it by saying, oh, I was being an advocate? What do you believe? Do you personally believe that cops kill unarmed black men every single day in America?
Senator, I believe law enforcement have an important and challenging job in this country.
That's not what you said, though, Counsel.
Senator, I say before you here today that I do believe law enforcement have a difficult and challenging job, and I also understand the difference
I just think that's an extraordinary statement to make with no data to back up. None whatsoever. There's no basis for you saying that. And you knew it then and you know it now. How can one possibly believe that you're going to be unbiased on the federal bench?
Senator, I believe my record shows that I have worked collaboratively with law enforcement in Boston, Chicago, Mississippi, and Milwaukee to solve complex problems to promote constitutional, effective, and safe
Your record
policing.
shows that you believe cops are guilty until proven innocent. Your record shows that if a cop powers or plenary power.
Well, the Congress has both, I would say, from my general understanding. Again, it depends on the context and the issue, but it is...
Can you explain the difference to me between strict scrutiny and intermediate scrutiny?
Senator, strict scrutiny is the highest level of scrutiny that's often applied in constitutional cases.
What's the definition? I'm sorry, go ahead. Excuse me.
So it requires that a state, when enacting a law or regulation, have a compelling governmental interest for doing so, and that the law is narrowly tailored to achieve that interest.
Okay.
And then Intermediate, did you say?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so intermediate speaks to the issue of having a substantial interest or or an important governmental interest that is substantially related.
Okay. Do you believe that the meaning of the Constitution is immutable, or does it change over time?
Senator, I would say that the Supreme Court in some cases has analyzed that issue, and the response really does depend on the context and the issue. But what the court does or has done in its approach, of course, is look to the plain meaning of a statute or of the Constitution, because that really is where the inquiry should start. And if the language is plain, then that is where the inquiry can end.
Okay, thank you for that. You were involved in a 2021 report from the Southern Poverty Law Center about voting in Louisiana. Did you say, quote, racist white Southerners, close quote, and, quote, hostile white voters and governmental officials in Louisiana continue to make local polling places and early voting locations threatening spaces for black voters? Did you say that?
Senator, I do not believe that I said that. I haven't read that publication in some time.
Will you help write it?
I helped to draft the publication and approved it, but I'm not familiar with that
Oh,
language.
you don't? Okay. In that same report, did you say, well, tell me where in Louisiana local polling places and early voting locations are threatening African American voters? You said it, so which polling places?
So again, Senator, obviously I don't have that report in front of me to be able to read and remind myself of the examples that might have been shared. But what I can say is that Louisiana...
Let me cut you off because I'm going to run out of time, Counselor. Let me ask you one more. In August 2021, we're not talking 20 years ago, we're talking 2021, you were involved in another report by the SPLC. And you said that voter identification, photo ID to vote, is burdensome and does not serve any legitimate state interest. Do you really believe that?
Senator, identification for voting is
yes,
something...
but first, do you really believe that? You said it. You meant it?
The Supreme Court in Crawford v. Marion County has already upheld voter ID laws as per se
Yeah, but you said it didn't serve any legitimate state interest. Do you believe that?
Again, Senator, without that language in front of me, it's hard to understand the context.
You said it. Here it is, August 2021.
Well, there are cases...
I'm just asking you to explain to me why having to prove you are who you say you are before you vote doesn't serve, you said it doesn't serve any legitimate state interest. I'm just asking you to explain that statement to me.
I understand, Senator Kennedy, and again, without being able to see the language that appears before and after, it's hard for the context.
You deny that you said it?
I can't say that I haven't seen that language in front of me, but what I do know is that there have been voter ID cases in which courts have found that
I'm familiar with the case law, but I'm asking what you think, because you may...
What you're about to witness is a masterclass in accountability. Senator John Kennedy, one of the last real patriots in Washington, just absolutely dismantled another woke Biden nominee who thought she could hide behind fancy words and activist rhetoric. Kennedy didn't let her off the hook, not for a second. He confronted her with her own statements, words she wrote and spoke, claiming that being against white supremacy somehow means opposing voter ID laws. Think about that. These people have twisted basic common sense into something political. Kennedy asked her a simple question: do you personally believe voter ID laws are racist? And like clockwork, she dodged, danced around it, and hid behind the phrase, "in my role as an advocate." Over and over again, that's the left's favorite shield. They make radical, divisive claims when it suits their agenda, and when the truth catches up, suddenly it's context or advocacy. Kennedy wasn't buying it, and neither should America. He exposed how these nominees want lifetime power as federal judges, but can't even give a straight answer about whether voter ID laws are appropriate. The truth is simple: voter ID is not racist. It's common sense. You need identification to buy alcohol, drive a car, open a bank account, or get on a plane. But somehow, showing an ID to vote is discrimination? That's insanity. What the left really fears is election integrity. They want loopholes, chaos, and no accountability because that's how they maintain control. Kennedy stood up for every American who believes that your vote should count, and only your vote. Then came the second blow. Kennedy confronted her about claiming police kill unarmed black men every single day in America. She backpedaled again, saying she was just being rhetorical. But Kennedy was relentless. He called it what it was: a baseless, dangerous lie. These woke activists in judicial robes are trying to poison the justice system with anti-police rhetoric and race-baiting politics. Kennedy exposed that mindset for what it truly is: contempt for law enforcement and contempt for truth. This isn't just about one nominee. It's about defending the very foundation of our country: the rule of law, the sanctity of a vote, and respect for those who serve and protect us. Senator John Kennedy is fighting for that, and he's doing it with wit, courage, and conviction. If you believe in truth, law, and order, and protecting our elections from corruption, then stand with us. Stand with Senator John Kennedy. Stand with American Stronghold. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it so the truth gets out. America's not backing down, and neither are we.